And not a single Democrat voted for this bill in the House. And Speaker Mike Johnson, he had a tough task of trying to wrangle his party in. He could only afford 3 defectors. And in the morning that this bill passed, before it did pass, obviously after that overnight marathon debate, it did not look likely that day that they were even going to have a vote and it would pass. But there were a lot of conversations. There was a lot of contention on the deficit as well as SALT. I mean, what did those conversations look like overnight? A, were you surprised it passed? B, and is there any area of agreement you have in this 1,000-page budget with Republicans?
Well, as far as the internal machinations of the Republican conference, I was not. I guess nothing surprises me anymore, Brittany. It wasn't that long ago that we thought there was no way Kevin McCarthy could be ousted, but then he was. We had no idea Mike Johnson would become Speaker, and then he eventually became Speaker, against very significant odds. And, look, we were, I think, surprised when the continuing resolution was passed on a party line vote. And we saw that President Trump had met with House Republicans and told them to get it done. And of course, he is now completely in charge of their party to a degree that I don't think we've ever seen a president more, influential or powerful in their own party, where dissent is not appreciated, where people that are insufficiently MAGA are primaried and are voted out of office and face threats back home. So I understand why it happened, but I also believe that many of these Republicans do know that this bill was deeply, deeply irresponsible. And, if it moves forward in its current form, it will leave millions and millions of Americans without health insurance, without the food they need. People will die, Brittany, and I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that you'll have nursing homes that'll be forced to close. You'll have hospitals that won't be able to provide the care that people need. You'll have children that will go to school hungry and won't have enough to eat. It's a very, very bleak situation. And, as far as areas of common ground or areas of agreement, interestingly enough, you brought up the state and local tax deduction. And I've been part of a bipartisan working group now for about 5 years on this, ever since the 2017 tax bill capped state and local tax deduction at $10,000. Historically, we've been able to fully deduct our state and local tax bill off our federal tax bill since the Revenue Act of 1913. That's been the system. I represent a district in California where it has really hurt people, and not just those who are extremely wealthy, but in my district, if you own a home, and 62% of my district owns a home, and you pay property taxes on your home. The median housing price is right around $1 million, and so you can do the math. If you're paying that property tax, you're going to hit that $10,000 cap right there. So raising that cap has been really important to me and to a bipartisan group of lawmakers. And we had been meeting for, like I said, for a number of years, and we've been talking about a cap of around $40,000. And also, though, in fairness, an income limitation of $400,000 or $500,000. So I'm actually encouraged that that's pretty much where they landed. That's where House Republicans landed, with a $40,000 cap and a $500,000 income limit. That would be a big help to a lot of my constituents. What I worry about, though, Brittany, is that will the Senate keep that provision in place? And also, I would not trade the increase in the SALT cap for taking away health care from 14 million Americans, taking away food for millions more, and having a tax increase on those at the very bottom of the socioeconomic ladder. I think that is fundamentally wrong. I think it's immoral, and I'll do whatever I can to fight it.